All right, guys. So, welcome to GluxCon. This is my home con here on Gluxbox TV, and we are going to talk business today. We're going to look at Twitch Business 101 for streamers. So, if you're a new streamer, just starting a stream, and you want to learn how to be, the best streamer you can be, let's talk. Let's figure it out. All right, so let's just jump in real quick. And also, who even am I? Who's Gluxbox? If you don't know me already, hi, I'm Gluxbox. I'm a Twitch affiliate here on Twitch. I'm also a social media marketing pro. I do actually work in that industry. I'm also a video editor, web designer, blogger too. Let's put that in there. And I did happen to mention I'm a geeky convention panelist. I've done this before. Maybe not this particular panel, but I have spoken at several panels at actual big conventions before. It's super fun, and I do miss that so much, and that's why we're doing this right now, honestly. I'm also a game show producer and co-host. We've done the Nintendo Feud game show at various conventions, and it's super fun, and I really miss doing the conventions. But it's just too soon for me. I can't go yet. But anyway, and so also I just want to put it out there that I am not an accounting expert. So if you do have detailed financial problems and questions about that, please don't come to me, because I really don't have the right answers for you. So, so that's me. If you were wondering my credentials, those are the ones. So, you want to be a streamer? You want to learn how to stream? I mean, streaming itself, as long as you've watched Twitch or have any kind of idea of what you want to talk about, streaming comes naturally, right? You just put the camera on or put the microphone on, or just the game, I guess. Do people do that? And, do your thing. But there's more to it than just that if you want to be successful in the business sense of streaming. Because let's face it, Twitch is a business. Streaming is a business and a job. I almost said jizness. Wow, we're keeping it professional here in the Business 101 panel. Anyways, so if you want to be a streamer, let's just talk about what goes into things on the business side. So the 5 essentials about business. I kind of boiled this down into what it would take for a Twitch streamer. There are these different topics that every business needs to think about, but this is kind of what it is in terms of Twitch specifically, or any kind of streaming platform, whichever place you prefer. There are others. I'm on Twitch, so I'm going to say Twitch, but you can apply this to basically any other streaming platform. So the 5 business essentials that we're going to look at today are your budget. What kind of setup your PC has, your rig, what you got, what are we doing? What's your marketing tactics, sales, and stamina? It's not what you think. Get your mind out the gutter. This is business. We're in the business. We're very serious here. So let's talk budget, you guys. Let's just get this out of the way. Let's get it done. So the budget is, your money, your finances, what's going into your streaming budget. So a lot of people, they say they want to go into streaming full time, and they don't really think about what does that mean, what does that take. So if you're gonna be streaming full time, that means you're gonna rely on your income from Twitch to pay for your rent, to pay whatever your expenses are. So you really have to think about what are your income sources. Do you have a part-time job? Do you have money that you're just kind of sitting on, and so you can do whatever you want? These are different things that will play into the decision of whether or not you should stream full-time or just part-time, because that's okay. You don't have to stream all the time. You don't have to quit your job and just start streaming all the time if you're not sure that the money's going to be there, because you do first and foremost need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your family or whoever you're responsible for. So you got to think about those expenses. How much money do you need to make in a month to get by? And do you think you can pull that doing streaming? If you can, you're a rock star, and I love you, and I wish you all the best. And I bet you can do it if you're that confident. But for the rest of us who are just starting out, maybe just start with part-time. Don't quit your day job just yet. But you never know. Don't give up your hopes and dreams, but be realistic. That's all I'm saying. And just think about your expenses before you say, I'm gonna stream full time. You gotta have a roof over your head and money to pay for that internet bill. So, speaking of internet bill and stuff like that, what about your PC setup? What is your rig looking like? Does it look like this? Is it rainbow? Mine's not, but that's okay. But things you do need to think about for your PC is, what's the quality? What kind of, setup do you have? How much RAM do you have? What kind of graphics card is in your PC? These things do matter when it comes to certain games, if you're going to be streaming PC or Steam games or something like that, as well as using the Elgato. You want to be using things that are going to be optimized for graphics. And so you don't want to have a really muddy looking visual when you're streaming. So you want to think about not only your PC quality, but also your internet speed. How fast is your bitrate? Can you, stream at 60 frames a second, or do you have to change things? Honestly, my stream sometimes, we have to slow things down with the bitrate because my internet speed is not the super duper fastest. And then there's all these accessories. Look at the picture here. There's lighting, there's monitors, they've got some cool keyboard, mouse. I mean, on my desk, I also have my Nintendo Switch. I have a ring light. I have, this webcam. I have this microphone. There's a lot of different peripheral devices that go into play when you're streaming. And yes, I also have a fan right next to my desk, just like in this picture. So you have to think about all that stuff too. And actually, if you look at this picture, they have their router right there in the corner, next to their desk. That's the ideal place to put your router. My router's super far away, and I'm pretty sure that has a factor in why I have internet problems with my stream. But, sometimes you're limited with what you have in your house, and it is what it is. But anyway, so marketing there's a lot of factors, as you can see in this lovely infographic, that go into marketing, including advertising, branding, target analysis, product, content, social media, internet. What does all that mean? Well, we can just talk marketing basics, just basics for now. So you want to think about, if you're streaming, who is your target audience when you're streaming? Are you targeting people who play a specific type of game? Are you targeting people who want to watch hot tub streamers? What is your target? And how does that particular target, that group that you're targeting, how do they specifically use social media? So let's say you are a hot tub streamer. How does your streamer target use social media? Are they using Twitter as a place to look at hot photos? Probably. So you're going to want to also promote hot photos on your Twitter to promote your stream of hot tubbedness. You know what I'm saying? You want to go where the people are that you want to watch your stream. Figure out what they want to see and give them that. Show them what they want to see, but your version, your style, what you do, and what makes you special, right? So you have to think about the best way to reach these people and what kind of strategy you want to use. And a lot of people don't seem to think about their approach. I've often received messages, DMs, things like that, where people are asking for a follow, or they're just very obviously sending some kind of copy pasta about my channel is this and this, and I think you should watch it, and thanks, bro. And first of all, I hate those. If you could obviously tell that it's copied and pasted, especially if they call me bro in the message, I just take personal offense to that. So please don't do that. If you're gonna send messages like that, first of all, make them gender neutral. Second of all, send it to people who you think would actually want to watch it. If you're just sending it to anyone who's using a hashtag Twitch, this doesn't work. So at least search out a hashtag for the game that you want to stream and see other people that are streaming it or are interested in the game, and reach out to those people specifically, and not just anybody. You want to be selective with who you're going to introduce yourself to in that kind of DM context. So yeah, think about what is your marketing approach? How do you want people to see your brand? And by your brand, I mean your channel, You have a channel name. You know, your channel name is your brand. You usually, people make up like a logo or some kind of like color scheme. That's all your personal brand right there. So, you know, you just want to make it consistent so that people can remember you and find you on all the different channels. And now let's talk sales. This is kind of like an awkward one for a lot of people. They don't want to think about Twitch as like a place where they're selling something. They're like, oh, I'm just hanging out with my community and we're just friends and stuff. But really, they're making money. Okay, so let's think about sales here. The sales plan for all streamers pretty much is turn those followers into subscribers. And like, how are you going to do that? And you have to offer something. Basically, people don't, I mean, unless some people are awesome and will just give you money out of the goodness in their hearts because they're awesome. But we can't really rely on all these angels to keep us afloat. And you really shouldn't expect people to do that every month. So if you are trying to do this full time, you're going to need subscribers who want to pay every month, who want to stay subscribed and keep coming back and telling their friends and that sort of thing. So you have to think about, what do you offer that other people don't? What do you offer that's special, that's marketable, frankly, and that people would pay for? And so it doesn't even have to be like the Twitch subscription per se. You could be using Twitch to promote a Patreon. You could be using Twitch to promote Fan House or whatever platform you want to use, where people, or just to promote like sales of a CD or something. You know, there's all kinds of ways that you can make money. It doesn't have to be through Twitch or whatever streaming platform, but you need some kind of sales plan, especially if you're trying to do this full time. You need to think about not only like what your plan is to turn followers into subscribers, but how are you going to promote that? What's your plan on letting people know that you offer this paid service that's worth paying for? How are you going to explain what those perks might be to your potential subs? You want to track your analytics. You want to keep an eye on how many subs you have each month. Is that number going up? Is that number going down? Are you doing things to help promote? And is that causing more people to subscribe? And then if it is, then you want to like recreate that and keep that kind of promotion going so that people continue to subscribe. So there's like a lot of things that you want to think about in terms of how can you monetize your channel or monetize your brand, monetize your hobby or whatever you're trying to do through Twitch, through social media. So, and now we have stamina. And no, I'm not talking about in the bedroom, unless that's your brand or whatever, that's your own problem. But I'm talking about streamer stamina. And so the basics with streamer stamina is that you want to, you know, set yourself up with a streaming schedule that you can sustain. You know, this is something that a lot of streamers struggle with. I personally have also struggled with this. I have not been streaming regularly lately. I'm trying hard to get back into it. I'm definitely at once a week. We gotta start somewhere. But so you want to set a realistic schedule for yourself, and you want to avoid burnout, and you want to set long and short-term goals. Like right now, my goal is to stream once a week, and I'm meeting that goal. My long-term goal is to get back to 3 days a week like I used to be. So we're going to slowly get there. I also had some other tips on preventing streamer burnout. And the first one is that it's okay to take a break when you're streaming. It's a good time to run an ad. You don't have to stream for 3 hours straight and just not take your eyes off the screen. You're allowed to take breaks. Why wouldn't you do that, right? So you have to take your breaks. And like we were saying before, allow yourself to take that mental health day or week or month or however long it takes, you know, take the time off that you need. Because what's the point? If you can't show up 100%, then, you know, do what you got to do to take care of yourself and then come back to what you were doing and give it your all, right? And don't obsess over the numbers. I know I was saying that you should check the analytics and track these things, and I do recommend that you do that, but you don't need to like check it every day. You don't even need to like check it, you know, however frequently you want to look into these things. But like I do like once a month, I'll do a check-in and see where I'm at numbers wise, followers and subscribers on the various platforms. And you know, it's interesting. You can see some trends. You can see when things kind of move faster or slow down or spike or dip or whatever happens. You start to notice trends, and it's actually very informative. So you should look at the numbers, but don't like make it like that's your definition of your self-worth, because it's not. And remember that you don't make partner overnight unless you're like some magical warlock or something. This is a marathon. This is a long-term thing. It's not a sprint. And it takes time. And don't beat yourself up over it if things aren't going as fast as you'd like. There's literally like thousands of streamers out there. There's a lot of competition. So, you got to just do what you can. Put out as good of a product that you can come out with. And then, if people come, they come. If they don't, switch things up. Maybe try a different platform. Maybe try a different format. Maybe try a different game, But the only way you can learn what's working and what's not is if you're tracking and if you're paying attention to these things and if you're using a business plan. I know it sounds like work and homework, but guess what? Twitch you're making money. It's a job. And if it's a job, you should put some business planning into it. Face facts, guys. Twitch is a business. And so here's a couple of extra tips just from me when it comes to like starting a new channel. You want to find your niche. You want to find what makes your special channel unique. What's your style? What kind of games are you into? What are you going to be bringing to the table here that makes you special and different from the other streamers out there? You want to try to establish a routine, because then at least people know when to find you. Like same bat time, same bat channel. Like that's like that for a reason. And develop some kind of personal brand, like we were saying before. Like here's my Glux character. Because I do like to cosplay, and I used to do Zero Suit Samus quite a lot, so that was my personal brand. And my it's kind of harsh, but don't quit your day job. Just until you're really raking it in, and then you don't have to worry about money, and then do what you got to do. Hey, that's fine. Focus on the fun though. Try to just have fun with it, no matter what's going on, how many followers, viewers, subs you have. Just do what is fun for you, and don't worry about the rest of it. Focus on the fun, and that's all. And so that's basically it with the panel. And this is my like disclaimer at the end. Listen to other people's ideas like mine, but at the end of the day, trust yourself. You know what's best for you. Take my advice with a grain of salt. Do what you got to do. Trust your own instincts over whatever anybody on the internet has to say. So that's the panel for tonight. I hope you found it somewhat educational. I'm trying to help teach people about business a little bit. I know it doesn't really come naturally to everybody. Not everyone learns this stuff. So let's just teach the peeps.